Hey everybody, this is Megan with 10,000 Swords. Wanted to check in with you again this week to talk to you a little bit about self-reflection. So every week I send an email for the topic of the week, and this week we are talking about looking backward. And self-reflection is just a process of, without judgment, looking back at how you felt during the day or how you responded or just how your day went. And you know, I think a lot of time we do this like shower time thing where we get in there and we replay situations during the day that may not have gone well. Oh, I should have said this or I should have said that. And that I suppose you could call a form of self-reflection, but it's very heavily laden with judgment or anger or guilt. And the self-reflection that I'm talking to you about today is the kind where you say, I wonder why I felt that way. I wonder why I responded that way. Or what did I learn from this situation? So that is what I am encouraging everyone to do this week. And I want to bring into you why this is important for dealing with anxiety. So if you've been watching me all over here, you know that I struggled with anxiety from the time I was 8 years old all the way up until just a few years ago when I finally just figured it out. So what I do now is I coach other people who live with that horrible, horrible feeling of anxiety where you're angry and tired and scared and you don't know how to make it stop. It's kind of cyclical. Your thoughts are intrusive. You just can't turn it off because if you could, you would, right? One of the things that helped me deal with my anxiety is this process of self-reflection. And I'll tell you, I got the idea actually from my grandma. When she was living in this apartment after my grandpa had passed away, and I was over visiting her, and I noticed she had a stack of old journal calendars. And I was like, Grandma, what are these? And I looked, and she had written something every single day. Now, mind you, my grandma just passed away a couple of weeks ago and she was 99. So a lot of what she wrote was like the weather or the temperature or what she ate for lunch, which is fine. And I was like, that's really cool though, because you can look back and see, you know, if she had something significant that happened, she would write it down. So as a way of self-reflection, she could go back and be like, well, in 1986, on a Tuesday, I had cereal for lunch, which I suppose maybe that's what she wanted to know. I decided to adopt that practice and change it a little. As a little tribute to my grandma, I still write down the weather because maybe I want to know if it snowed that day. But I write down what happened during my day or something that was significant to me every night before I go to bed. I just have like a regular calendar and I'll write down, these are the things that happened. And then I always write one thing at the bottom that I'm grateful for that happened during the day, just as a process of gratitude or a practice of gratitude and looking back. And one of the things I noticed with my anxiety in particular, mine has always been related to health issues, okay? So I would be afraid that I had something wrong with me, almost like a hypochondriac, or maybe I am a hypochondriac. But I would say, oh no, I'm really afraid that I have this horrible whatever. And I noticed that I would be like, dang, why do I worry about this stuff so much? And I at one point it dawned on me, I should look back and see the last time I thought something bad like this, and I could actually go back through my calendar and be like, on this day I thought that same thing and I was fine. And I felt this, and I could actually relate it to hormones. I could relate it to lack of sleep. I could relate it to if I had too much wine the day before. I could relate it to all these different things so that the next time an anxious feeling popped up for me, I was able to say, wait a minute, I've felt this before. Go back in my calendar and be like, it's right there. I'm fine. I don't have this. And process through those anxious feelings and those anxious thoughts and shut them off. And that's why I'm bringing the idea of self-reflection to you. So if you're dealing with anger, you can say, you know what, I've felt this before. And this is why I think I felt that way. No judgment is the key. You're not allowed to judge yourself. You're allowed to feel what you feel. Or I've been afraid of this before, and this is how it ended up. And being able to go back and question yourself in a very loving way to say, I'm cool. This is just the way my brain does this. It does it this way. and then I process through, and we learn how to handle those situations so that we can grow and we can become better people and a better version of ourselves. All right, so if you struggle with these things, take some time, go back, check out what you were really thinking or what you might have been feeling in that moment, and then you can look forward, because the best way to move forward sometimes is to look backward. Now, I'm going to put a word of caution on this, because as you are self-reflecting, if you've had trauma in your background, you might really struggle with some past situations, all right? If this sounds like you, please take a minute and find yourself a mental health professional that can help you. I am a coach. I am not a counselor. Counselors are going to look back and help you heal your past. Coaches take you from where you are forward. If you need a coach, I'm your girl. If you need a counselor, you need a counselor. Because when we process through trauma, through self-reflection, we can move forward using that same self-reflection. If you notice that you're reflecting and some icky things come up, handle it so that you can live the way that you deserve to live. I hope everyone's doing great. I hope that you will like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Keep moving forward. You guys have got this. I am here for you, and I am cheering for you. Take care.